Ambassador, what are India's priorities looking at the SCO?
In the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which is a very important platform today in the entire world, India has been a member since 2017. So as you know that since becoming a member, India has positively contributed to the SCO agenda. And of course, a lot of issues are discussed which are of international importance. For India, issues of terrorism, regional peace and stability, the issue of Afghanistan, recovery after pandemic, health diplomacy, energy diplomacy, all are very important issues. I think all these issues should figure, and whatever leaders would discuss, we would have to wait till the joint statement is published, and then we'll know the results of the SCO summit.
When we look at issues like, there's a larger geopolitical context in which this SCO is playing out. Does that impact on the deliberations in any way? I'm referring to Ukraine, Russia, China's rise. Do these things impact on SCO deliberations?
I, of course, cannot anticipate that what is going to be discussed by leaders, because it is their prerogative and it would be closed doors. And of course, the summit joint outcome would only show that, what was discussed. But going by the past, the other ministerial meetings which have taken place before the, before the SCO summit, because several ministerial meetings take place to prepare for the SCO summit. And of course, in Uzbekistan, we had earlier ministers, India's ministers, if in the field of culture, national security, external affairs minister was also here, defense minister was also here. So all they have contributed to the, to the deliberations in the SCO summit. So you are right that all the important issues of the world today, do form part of SCO deliberations every time.
Mm-hmm. Now, connectivity is a huge issue. India is concerned about its connectivity to Central Asia. How is this being tackled?
Connectivity is, of course, you are correct, one of the most important issues on which India is working with all the Central Asian countries. And of course, in SCO also, connectivity is a major issue. And since India looks after the interest of Central Asia and gives primacy to the interests of Central Asia and the relations of India and Central Asia, connectivity is one major question which really needs to be resolved. And all the Central Asian countries are talking to us. You know that India has held the first India-Central Asia Summit this year, in which connectivity was also discussed. And India has always proposed that Chabahar port in Iran has the potential to become the hub of connectivity between India and Central Asia. And by the use of Chabahar port, we have already shown that, how our humanitarian aid has traveled to and reached the landlocked Afghanistan. So Central Asian countries are also very, eager to talk to us about the use of Chabahar port. In fact, we are in Uzbekistan, and Uzbekistan had taken the initiative to call for the first trilateral dialogue on Chabahar, in which India, Iran, and Uzbekistan participated. Today, an Indian company already operates a section of the Chabahar port. Much of traffic is already moving, and we should all discuss that how infrastructure around Chabahar port should be developed. And India is taking an initiative there.
Is it too much to expect the SCO to intervene on India's behalf and try and secure the land connectivity through Pakistan, Afghanistan? I know this is a bit, it may not be strictly SCO's, prerogative.
What SCO says that connectivity issues are important, and these should be, of course, promoted to have greater inter-regional trade, people-to-people contact, and everything else associated with it. Of course, many countries have their options, or they would like to work on projects of connectivity. India has always made it clear that connectivity issues on which India has been a leader. Because, even if you go back, to the international north-south transport corridor, even 20 years ago, when people were not even talking of connectivity, India was there. And India, Iran, and Russia, tried to establish the INSTC. And today, this initiative has really enlarged. So India has been a leader and an initiator for connectivity initiative. We prioritize Chabahar port, and we are very clear that for any connectivity initiative, it should conform to international norms. The transparency associated with it. It should respect territorial integrity, sovereignty, and all connectivity should be two-way. So we are very clear that what a connectivity initiative should be.
Mm-hmm. So is there any alternative to Chabahar that we're also looking at, examining?
Uh, as I said that, we are already working for international north-south transport corridor. Today, Chabahar port has become a new initiative, and India has been talking to all the INSTC members, our Central Asian partners, to also include Chabahar port in the framework of the INSTC. And once it happens, Chabahar becomes a very attractive option for all its users. So we would like to lead by example.
As ambassador to Uzbekistan, what do you say is the high point of the India-Uzbekistan relationship today?
India and Uzbekistan are strategic partners. This strategic partnership has really gained after the visit of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to Central Asia in 2015, when he visited all the Central Asian countries together. And of course, he visited Uzbekistan again in 2016. With Uzbekistan, we have a very regular exchange. In 2018, the Uzbek president, Mr. Shavkat Mirziyoyev, visited India on a state visit. Then in 2019, he came to Gujarat for the Vibrant Gujarat Summit. So imagine the interest which Uzbekistan has in developing partnership with India. Today, this partnership is really flourishing in the field of political consultations, economy, trade, investment, tourism, culture, humanitarian issues, defense and security cooperation. Even in defense cooperation, in 2019 only, we started to have joint military exercises with Uzbekistan, and 3 rounds of joint military exercises have happened. On the issue of Afghanistan, we discussed together what should be the approach, how we can help the people of Afghanistan with humanitarian aid, what should happen ultimately in Afghanistan. India has called for an inclusive government. So all these issues are very important, and you can imagine that when India and Uzbekistan talk, all these important strategic issues are discussed.
Mm-hmm. But there is no plans for some kind of a joint initiative on Afghanistan.
There has been several kinds of initiatives on Afghanistan, but of course, one which has been, we talk much about it in India. We have done so was at the level of national security advisors of India and some countries, in which Central Asian countries were also there, and Uzbekistan was also there. Which there was Delhi Regional Security Initiative, and in the framework of the India Central Asia Summit also, India and all the 5 Central Asian countries have together agreed to have more dialogue on Afghanistan. So there would be a special dialogue on Afghanistan under that initiative also in coming months.
Mm-hmm. You would expect a SEO initiative perhaps at this meeting, at this summit on Afghanistan?
What would come out of the joint statement, of course, I cannot guess. Yeah. So we will have to wait for it. But, we can all imagine that Afghanistan is such an important issue. Afghanistan is right here, sharing land border with Central Asia. Yeah. So Afghanistan would definitely be important and should be discussed at the leaders level.
Ambassador Prabhat, pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.